Hello, happiness abounder, and welcome back. We're continuing our discussion all about gratitude, and specifically today, I want to talk about gratitude and its impact on leadership. Now, whether you are a leader in the workplace, in your family, in your business, or in your community, gratitude can have a major impact in our ability to lead. And in fact, I read a study the other day that mentioned that in North America alone, 65% of employees said that they were disappointed and they've left their jobs because they did not receive any gratitude for their work. 65%. And the study was over a year. So it said that in a year time frame, 65% of these individuals said that they did not receive any appreciation or gratitude for their work. And so they left, which is an astronomical amount. But here's the thing. I don't think that those people were necessarily unappreciated. I think that maybe they were not being spoken to in their language of appreciation. So it's kind of like the 5 love languages, right? Everybody has a language that they speak what they can feel love. Well, it's no different when it comes to gratitude, except for maybe in the workplace, touch isn't quite so good, right? But there's a couple of other ways that you can kind of circle around this idea of gratitude, especially in leadership, because most people will leave because they say they don't feel appreciation. But you've also heard the studies that most people will leave because it's not necessarily the work, it's the people they work for. So let's take a blend of both of those statistics, right? People will leave their jobs because they feel like they aren't appreciated, and they will leave their jobs because of poor management, not necessarily the work itself. Well, poor management and leadership can be directly correlated to maybe they're feeling like they're not appreciated and the leader is not speaking their gratitude language. Kind of cool, right? So what are those gratitude languages? You have things like acts of service. And that could be something as simple as a leader, saying, hey, you've been working really, really hard and I really appreciate it. I don't want to interrupt you from this project, but can I go get you something? Can I go grab you a coffee? Right? Or, hey, you've been really, really busy right now. I just cleaned this up. I cleaned your desk for you. An act of service. Something that says, I really appreciate what you're doing, and so I went above and beyond to serve you so you can be better supported in your role. Kind of cool, right? Another one is gifts. Now, can I go get you a coffee is great because it's an act of service, but could also be a gift. Or what if you know that your team members, one of them, their favorite thing is peanut butter M&Ms. Well, they knock it out of the park on this project, or they've just been working late or working really hard. What do? Go get them some peanut butter M&Ms, because if you can discover that their love languages is gifts, then saying, hey, thanks so much for doing that won't hit with them. It won't resonate with them. So instead, going and getting them something small and simple like peanut butter M&Ms, saying, hey, thanks so much for staying late those last couple of days. I really appreciate it. Can make such a difference. Another one is quality time, right? So whether that's having regular one-on-one meetings, another interesting fact, and I don't have the exact statistic top of my head, but a lot of people crave one-on-one syncs with their leaders, because then they can have an idea and an understanding of where the company is going, where the team is going, where the projects may be going, and where they can grow in their careers. But if you do not have one-on-one syncs with your leaders, it's hard to know all those things. And when we don't know those things, and when expectations aren't set, people are disappointed, they feel disconnected, and they eventually end up leaving. So having a one-on-one sync, especially for someone whose gratitude language is quality time, can be a big deal, because it's that one-on-one time to get to know each other, to have a relationship, a professional relationship with your boss or with that member of the PTA, or maybe that one-on-one relationship, that one-on-one meeting with your spouse, right? You're a leader in many areas of your life, but the people that you're leading, you have to be speaking their language. So one-on-one syncs, quality time, that's a great way. Another way is maybe some connections outside of the situation or outside of work. Maybe it's taking a walk around the building, or taking someone to lunch instead of having a one-on-one sync. That's quality time. That's still that relationship building. So we've done acts of service, gifts, quality time, words of affirmation. So this is one where like a thank you card would be fantastic. It's a great way to show gratitude to somebody if their language is words of affirmation. It's something they can kind of pull back on and be like, wow, they really appreciate me, right? Or a shout out during a meeting or a stand up with the team. Another fantastic way to affirm via your words that that person is doing a great job and you are grateful for them. Okay, so I'm going to have to go over it again. Words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, gifts, and what is the fifth? My brain just went totally blank. Oh, the fifth is touch, and that's why it's blank. Because we don't really do touch in the leadership space, but sometimes it's like a simple touch on the arm, like, hey, thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. That could be it. Like, obviously an appropriate workplace touch. But sometimes that's how you can make sure you're showing gratitude with kind of the combo of words of affirmation and a slight professional touch. In other areas where you are a leader, maybe it's a hug, right? Maybe not so much in the workplace, but maybe it's a hug in the sense of, thank you so much for running this. This was a great community meeting. Can I give you a hug? Thank you so much. Give them a hug, right? So there's a couple ways you can do touch. I usually stay away from that from a gratitude perspective, which is why my brain was like, wait, there's a fifth and I don't remember what it is. But there you go. So there's several different languages of gratitude. So you don't want whoever you are leading to feel like you're not expressing gratitude, which means start expressing it in different ways and see what fits for that person. If you do lead a team at work, when you have new hires or maybe as a team exercise, have them tell you, hey, how do you like appreciation shown to you? Do you like small gifts, or would you prefer like a one-on-one meeting? Would you prefer a shout out or a thank you card, right? And I know those are kind of the same words of affirmation, but that can really help you in expressing your gratitude through leadership. So as we've worked through this theme week, talking about the happiness and gratitude connection between gratitude and grace, our situational gratitude, leadership gratitude is huge. Huge. And here's another thing. If you are feeling unappreciated, whether it's in your marriage, your partnership, your business, your workplace, your community, with your kids. If your kids are old enough, this will work. But instead of saying, I'm unappreciated, nobody gets it, start talking to people. Start saying, I'm feeling not very appreciated. And I think that my language here is like thank you cards. So if I ever do anything that you appreciate, would you mind sharing it with me? Would you mind telling me? And people will gladly do it. Take that into your own hands. Take responsibility instead of saying they don't appreciate me. Talk to your boss at work. See if they're willing to make those adjustments and those connections with you to show you that gratitude and really show that they care. They may have just not been speaking your language and not known any better. So that said, I'm going to leave you with that today. Gratitude is huge, and I'm really excited to share my next episode, kind of a gratitude routine and its impact in and its impact that it can have on your life. So that said, have a wonderful day. Practice that gratitude in your leadership styles, right? Practice those different elements of gratitude and see what really connects and hits and resonates with the people that you lead, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your children, whether it's your team at work, whether it's your committees and communities, wherever it is that you are a leader in your space. Try practicing gratitude and leadership and really see those relationships and connections and your ability to express come through. So all that said, have a wonderful day. Try that out. And remember, you are capable of happiness abound.